Welcome to the future.
Hey guys, it's Mike Garrick with Mind Nutrition Body, bringing you Warrior 5, the top 5% who are willing to commit to thinking, eating, and moving with a purpose. Today we're going to talk about the 5 sources of energy, taking inventory on your energy sources. Now, what do I mean by that? Really, there's 5 sources that I've come up with of energy. The first one is mental energy. Think about that. How do you start your day off psychologically? When you first wake up in the morning, when you're going through your routines, what are you thinking about? What are you conditioning your mind with? That word conditioning is so essential. It's so essential because that's how your subconscious mind is programmed with your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what actually programs your subconscious mind. So you consciously decide what you're going to do, and then you go through repetition. It's the repetition or the conditioning that actually creates these habits. This is why it's so hard to change, is because we've ran these patterns for 20, 30 years, or however old you are. And we want to change consciously, but we just fall back into our subconscious habits, right? Just whatever our default is, whatever we've been doing for the 20 or 30 years. So what are you conditioning your mind with, right? What are you pouring into your mental factory? Make no mistake, your mind is a mental factory, and what you pour in is what you're going to get out. So what are you pouring into it? What's the TV that you're watching, if you're watching TV at all? What about the books that you're reading, or are you reading any books? What about the places that you're spending time with, the people that you're spending time with? All of these things that you're dumping into your mind are affecting your outcomes, are affecting your results. So number 1, take inventory on what you're dumping into your mind, what you're letting into your mind. As Jim Rohn, the great Jim Rohn used to say, stand guard at the doorway of your mind. And I believe that's actually a Bible quote, but it's very applicable. Number 2, oxygen. Okay, oxygen. I mean, I know these are simple, but we're talking about being brilliant at the basics. Pay attention to your level of breathing. Breathing is the easiest way to change your state. And life is all about state. So the next time you're going through any type of negative state, or any state for that matter, a change in state, notice your breathing changes. My wife always likes to remind me when we're watching a movie and I start to get a little emotional. She knows because my breathing patterns change. So become aware, because when you become aware of it, you can change it and you can control it. Number 3, water. Are you staying hydrated? Water is the cheapest, easiest way to increase your performance and your health. And it's one of the things that we neglect all the time. Why? Because it's kind of a pain in the butt to always be urinating. But it's absolutely essential. So at least make sure that you're hydrating at the most opportune times and most important times. First thing when you wake up in the morning, and pre, during, and post workout, or obviously when you're in hot weather. So pay attention to your hydration. Your urine is one of the best ways to determine if you're hydrated or not. If it's clear to light yellow, then you're hydrated. If it's going darker than that, then you know you need to work on it a little bit. But understand too, it can take up to a day or more to actually be hydrated, because it takes some time for your body to actually absorb that water instead of your kidneys just throwing it off. So it's something you have to be very consistent at every single day, just like bathing. Number 4, food. What we want to do is we want to take the processed foods that we're eating and replace those with whole food versions. So we want to work on the ratio of processed food versus whole foods that we're taking in. We want to work on taking in more and more whole foods on a consistent basis. That principle right there will increase your performance and your health dramatically. Number 5, can you guess what it is? Sleep. This one is one that I've been studying the last 4 or 5 years because it has such a huge impact. I mean, all of these have a huge, huge impact. Sleep is by far the most powerful way that you can recover both physically and mentally. Now, as you're going down into stages 1 through 4, you recover physically. And as you get down into that REM cycle, you recover psychologically, and then you come back up, and that's one cycle. Generally, 90 minutes for the average adult. So if you're going to take a nap, you want to take a nap right around 20 minutes before you get down to that deep cycle or a full 90-minute cycle. Either way, sleep is by far the most powerful supplement you can use to recover, especially for adults. Most adults do not get enough sleep. If you're lifting weights, if you're active, you need at least 8 hours of sleep. There was a study that was done and it showed that if you get less than 6 hours of sleep consistently for a week, it's like smoking a pack of cigarettes. It has that type of effect on your cardiovascular system. Why? Because your cardiovascular system can't repair itself. You just don't get down into enough and as good quality of those cycles as you need for your body to put out those hormones that causes your body to recover. So sleep, what is the quality and the quantity that you're getting of sleep? There's 5 sources of energy for you guys to work on. Be brilliant at the basics: mental energy, oxygen, water, food, and sleep. I'm Mike Garrick, helping you think, eat, and move with a purpose.
Welcome to the future.